Okay, Dean Wilson, last weekend was of course a big step for you, only week 2, but already maybe confirmed to yourself that this was a good idea?
Yeah, no, it was a better weekend last weekend for sure. I just felt more like myself, and yeah, it was good. I definitely backed it down in the main just because I was so, you know, the first race I pumped up so bad, so I didn't want to do that. But now that kind of confirmed, like, I'm fine. I can push it a bit more in the main, and like I said, every week I'm getting better because I'm playing catch up. So yeah, my main goal is to get a good start. I mean, I was in the top 10 off the start, which is a pretty good start for me. So I'd like to try to be in that top 5 off the start, and that will help me tremendously. So,
how are you finding motivation in this period? Because you're not chasing points. You're not chasing a contract even. So is it just self-satisfaction?
Trying to find motivation. I mean, that is the least of my worries. I mean, to be riding for Honda HRC, it's amazing. So I'm plenty motivated for sure. So I'm good in that department, and it's just like, you know, with this opportunity, I've given it my all in training and even to diet, to riding and everything. And I haven't had a lot of time, so I've just been trying to maximize the most I can, and it just takes a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm definitely really motivated and want to finish out the last 3 strong.
Are you looking for closure at all? And from any part of your career, do these 5 races offer you something in that regard? Or do you feel like you had closure at the end of last year?
Yeah, like I'm quite happy with everything I've done. I mean, I'd love to get in some really good results, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to affect anything, you know. I don't think I can live like that, you know. I want to just go out there and do my best, and that's all you can do at the end of the day, you know. So yeah, we'll just do that and see what's next.
I haven't looked, and I'm not even smart enough to figure this out, so hopefully you are. If these races continue to go well, maybe you can do something in the playoffs? I mean, you're not going to make it straight in, I'd imagine.
No.
But are the SMX playoffs on your mind at all?
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to do the SMX playoffs.
Is that in the original quadlock deal or no?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it's like if I get in, yeah. But I mean, outdoors is definitely not in the cards for me. So if I can do the LCQ, then I'll probably do the SMX playoffs because I think it's good for me. It's good. Obviously, it's good money, and then it's just before the Australia Supercross series, so it's good training as well, you know. So yeah, I would definitely like to do it if I can.
Yeah, the last question, the Arena Cross World Finals.
Yeah.
Big deal. First weekend in July. So I guess your off season is going to come the month of May, and then June you'll ramp up.
I haven't really had an off season honestly in the last 2 years. Because I'm always doing these overseas races. So yeah, which is fine. I'm totally fine with it. So yeah, after Salt Lake, I'll take a nice little week off, chill, and then I mean, I'm racing kind of. It's spread out a bit during the summer, so that's fine. Keeps me on my toes. And
yeah, where does Brazil fit into?
So Brazil is the weekend after Pala.
Oh, so yeah, May isn't gonna. Yeah, May you're flat out as well.
Yeah, so May I'll take a week off, keep training, keep riding, go watch Pala, which will be nice, you know. And then yeah, a few days later I'll be off to Brazil. It's 2 rounds on the same weekend, so double header.
I'm going to ask you a completely random question now, but fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
A lot of rumours in your career about you talking to Dixon, about you talking to GP teams. How close did we actually get to you doing a GP deal?
Right.
And who did you talk to?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So I was like was pretty excited and motivated of the idea of I wanted to race like West Coast Supercross when I was with Mitch. Then I wanted to go and race GPs, and this is when I was peak. Yeah. So I was like, I thought it'd be so cool to try and win a West Coast Championship, which I never did, and then race GPs and try and win a World Championship. I know how hard that would have been, but I talked to CLS Cowie. What was his name? Harry.
Yeah,
Nolte.
Harry Nolte, yeah.
And I got a contract.
Oh, that's quite far along then.
No, I got a full-on contract. The numbers weren't as good as what I thought they would be. America definitely paid a lot more, so I was like, we'll just stay here. And I don't know if Mitch would have let it slide anyways.
And at that point, when you realised the numbers aren't what you expected in GPs, is that when you were like, okay, this is never really going to work?
Yeah, I think it was like 14 grand a GP win.
Yeah, and that's actually quite high.
And I was like, and you know, here like it's 50 grand.
I know of a factory rider in GPs at the moment who's on 12.63 for the first, second, third.
Yeah, it's because maybe they have really good salaries, but I was really shocked at that. Not like, no disrespect or anything, but it was like a big difference, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, there was a time for sure. I talked to CLS. I think that was the only team though. Was back in, that was probably 2011, 2012.
Yeah. But I'd imagine some teams must have called you at least, even if you never really replied.
Yeah, no, I had a few interests from factory teams. Even Husky wanted to send me to do those, but unfortunately my knee's in such a state, I was like, I just know better. And I have so much respect for those GP boys as well. They're tough because they ride in all the conditions, you know, they're riding in the cold, the hot, the snow. Yeah, they're tough old boys. So yeah, I just never worked out in the cards. I was past the time to go do it, and I just had a good thing set up in America, and so yeah, it's all good though.
Okay, Seth Hammaker, obviously you're riding a wave of momentum at the moment. We're nearing the end. How would you describe your mindset currently, maybe in contrast to the start of the season? Do you feel like you are a different person approaching these races differently?
Definitely, yeah, I do. The more, you know, I gain this experience and running up front, and, you know, 2 race wins in one season for me now in this East Coast Series right now, which is really cool. And as we're nearing the end, I feel like my mindset really hasn't changed, even though I got the red plate, we got the points battle, like, everything's just kind of been going really good. The weeks have been going good, and I feel like this confidence coming into the races just propels me into wanting to win more. And I don't want to ride like I'm protecting nothing. I just want to go out there and try to win these last 2. Really, I mean, obviously be smart and do everything that we have been doing. That's led me to this position, but I feel like, you know, I have the speed and everything to win, so why not go out there and try to do that and get a little bit more of a points gap on RJ maybe heading into the last one, because at the East-West Showdown, you know, anything can happen. So, yeah, a little bit extra points would be great, but if not, we're still in a great position.
Are you allowing yourself to dream, or are you trying to maybe temper expectations a little bit still?
Yeah, just focus on where we're at right now. I don't want to think too far ahead, and you know, it's an awesome position that I'm in, but I don't want to get too far ahead, and still a lot of racing and work left to go. So we'll see where we end up at the end, and hopefully that's on top.
So much has been said about the work you've done at the dog pound, the improvements you've made, but where does your weakness lie? What element of your technique riding do you still need to work on?
Yeah, just, I don't know, I haven't thought about too many weaknesses yet, and there hasn't been too many that's came up, but yeah, I don't know.
That's a good position to be in.
It is a good position to be in, and I don't want to sound like there's not any weakness or anything, but like, there's always stuff that we're working on. I feel like right now, there's just so much confidence and things that have been going good, especially after last weekend. But yeah, I guess we'll just forget about the weaknesses at this point.
In hindsight, are you actually frustrated that you didn't make a move like this, meaning to the dog pound, sooner? Are you kind of like, I've left a lot of years on the table when this bright opportunity is available?
Absolutely. I think, you know, I thought about that, and I look back in the past, man, what if I moved there in my second year pro or third or whatever? So, but hey, I'm in the position that I am now, and I'm grateful to be down there, you know, at this point in my career, and, you know, this is where I'm at, and, you know, just, it's cool to see it working now, but yes, obviously, if it could have moved, you know, a couple years ago, that would have been great too, but hey, you know, just, you know, everyone's story is different, and glad I was able to make the move this year, and yeah, it was a lot of work to get down there, but seems like it's working so far.
And last question, do you feel like you're a complete Supercross rider now? Or is it impossible to get to that point? Do you feel quite well-rounded?
I do feel well-rounded, yeah. There was times in the past where I feel like everything could go right, but I didn't know exactly how those things, like how to make them fall into place to go the right way. But now I feel like coming into a weekend or coming into the Saturday, like tomorrow, it's like everything I know, like I can plan for it, and I expect to get the good results, and they're not like just unexpected, and I don't know how they happen. You know, I can kind of see like the progression and you know, the steps to get to the main event and to win that, and just it's an all-day thing, and you know, to have that confidence and the, you know, the just the confidence to be able to go out there and win.
So has your routine at the races actually changed then on race day, from like the time that you eat, the time that you nap? Has all of that been overhauled for this year?
Definitely a little bit. There's just been, I feel like, more more thought out.
Okay.
And like definitely we've always watched film and like did that kind of thing to see like different lines and stuff, but this year it's been so much more and like different lines, because I feel like in the past too, come main event time, if there was a different line, like I always think of Philadelphia last year and how in that sand section I should have picked up on that stuff, and that was a line that I should have tried in practice and I didn't, and then I stuck to my other line. So there's definitely like more trial and error during practice, as well as trying to get a fast lap time to get in a good gate pick, but just more thought put into the day overall.
Maximus Vohland, we're near the end of this Supercross season now. So give me your honest assessment on how this has gone. Has it been good, frustrating, a bit of both?
Yeah, a little bit of up and down for me. I mean, honestly, the start of the season did not start great. So I started on a bad foot, and honestly, the riding was a lot better than I thought when I first started. And we just had some bike issues, and man, I feel like we've literally just been working the whole time, like all season, trying to figure things out, get better. Finally got in a comfortable spot at Daytona, but even Daytona, you know, I did get fifth. That was a good result, but it was just off of one day on my setup. So now I've had from Daytona till now on the setup that I'm at. So I'm a lot more comfortable now. So I feel like finally figuring out, but just, you know, we're at the end of the season. So at least it was a little bit of a learning year, and I kind of knew it was going to be with how the injury was and everything. But yeah, it's had some good races, had some bad. The only thing really holding me back now is my starts. So I did some more testing, and hopefully it'll be better this week.
Yeah, where do the start issues come from? Is it technique? Is it power? Is it a bit of both?
No, power we've got for sure, but honestly, I didn't know this until a video really popped up on Instagram this weekend, but my bad foot has been dragging in the dirt. So this weekend I caught it on the foot peg. I didn't even notice because I have not so much feeling in there. So I've been dragging my foot like an anchor sometimes, like just the first part of the dirt in the gate, which has been slowing me down. So that could honestly be the issue that I've been having, is I might have been just dragging feet on the ruts or something and getting off balance or such and such with my bad foot. So now we're on really small blocks, just high enough to where I can get off the gate without touching the gate with my right foot. So hopefully that should be the fix for this week. My starts were good this weekend in practice, or this week in practice, and so I'm feeling more comfortable. I mean, honestly, my jumps have been good. It's just been the dirt that's been my problem. So hopefully this fixes it.
It sounds like you need the super tall blocks where your feet are basically already on the pegs. It sounds like the small ones aren't going to cut it.
I did try those, but honestly, I felt like I'm such a tall guy. When I got on the big tall blocks, I felt so top heavy that I felt my balance was so off. I was so off. Like as soon as, if we had no ruts, I was good. If it was no rut, I could pull shot every time. But if there's a rut with tall blocks, I feel like if I was just a little bit off, I'd go that direction.
Yeah.
So I felt more stable with being more towards the ground.
Last thing, outdoors is coming up. Do you expect to kind of hit the ground running there, or do you think there will be similar lessons for you to learn?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, it's just getting bikes set up. I've done so much Supercross riding. I think I did my first day on outdoors really this week. I did in the off season start on outdoors, but that was at the beginning of my injury and getting back on the bike. So I was going way slower than I am now. So I definitely got a little bit of testing to do, but we got 2 weeks to get the bike figured out. And honestly, I've been an outdoor guy. So I mean, I go to Paula. I'm good at Paula. I like Paula. I'm one of the weird guys that actually likes that track. So yeah, I'm gonna go into Paula and just try and do my best. But honestly, I think I can do better than I do at Supercross. So
Devin Simonson, first race back last weekend, and maybe I just had low expectations, but I feel like that was more than you were supposed to be able to do. So did you blow your own mind a little bit?
Yeah, honestly, a bit, yes, because the week before riding and stuff, my wrist honestly wasn't that good. Had the few days off before the race, and honestly it took a big step forward, just as far as pain goes. I was riding in a bit of pain, and still was last weekend, but it was much more manageable, yeah.
But it must have been frustrating in a sense to do so well, because then you must have been imagining, well, what would this have been like the whole way along, you know? A bit of a two sides to the coin, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, it's tough to say because, yeah, I felt like I was riding better before I got hurt as well. But yeah, I mean, last weekend, ninth overall on the day, and then P3 in the heat race. Like, I couldn't honestly ask for much more. It was a good ride, yeah.
What's your deal moving forward? Are you in for outdoors, or?
Right now I'm SX only deal, but hopefully we change that going into or after this weekend, yeah.
Does it kind of depend a little bit on what you do here? Is there pressure?
I wouldn't say pressure, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it probably depends a little bit how I do, yeah.
Realistically, what expectations did you have for yourself this Supercross season before the injury?
Oh man, it's kind of still the same. Like just start up front and finish up front. That was my main goal at the beginning of the year. You know, if you're starting in the back, you don't even give yourself the opportunity to be up front with those guys. So yeah, my main goal was to start up front and finish up front.
So you did believe that you were capable of East Rutherford type results, like a third in the heat?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And what's been the biggest, last question, what's been the biggest gain from being on a program like this? Is it just structure?
Everything. Yeah, I mean everything. You know, I show up to the practice track, my bike's ready to go, I have a mechanic full time with me. I mean literally everything, the full program.